Hold on. Let me get my chips. And my coffee.
Do you have enough time? Is time on it?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah, we got a bunch because I deleted that one video.
Alright.
So, hey guys, what's up? SUPERLongD and ProGamer. And, we saw that from StarCraft 2 midnight launch, which was pretty cool. Well, disappointing, but you know.
Well, like, cool in ways of, like, the only way being like, yes, I got StarCraft 2. Sucky and everything else, and you'll probably see the videos, like, the butthurt videos.
But we want to take a little bit. We thought it'd be interesting to talk about a movie that just came out, Inception. And thought it'd be interesting to talk about, just because, like, most of the time, like, we kind of agree on stuff. We've never really drastically disagreed, but even when we agree, there are things that are like kind of like different. You know,
you always have to be a little different on like your opinion. You can never be especially for popular opinions. You always gotta think something different.
I always have to find some new way to think of it. But like just quickly, I'm supposed to go over my thoughts first. And my thoughts about the movie were that I thought it was good. It was okay. It was really enjoyable. It was extremely enjoyable. I was there were a couple of issues with how the beginning. Like, what, third-ish? Third of the movie. The beginning third was, like, paced. It kind of didn't really suffer from really bad pacing, but it kind of, the beginning of the movie was so drug out, it seemed that, like, by the time it was starting to get to, like, the huge, like, boom, like, heavy action, I was kind of, like, I was like, like, I'm getting kind of, you know, sedentary, like, I'm starting to shift, and, like, I'm kind of tired, like, and then...
Feel your bladder fill up.
Yeah, I feel my bladder fill up, and then it's like, you know, then it kicks in high gear, so... There wasn't anything seriously wrong with it, but it was really enjoyable. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, I would recommend you to either go see it or, you know, I'm not saying I recommend, but, you know, if you see your movies through other means, which are not necessarily legal, you might want to consider that too. But I'm not recommending that, but, you know. So yeah, it was enjoyable.
But it is worth the money in the theater. I mean...
Yeah, it was definitely worth the money.
Yeah, like, okay, so my general thought of it is that... that I really liked it, and of course I don't think like a lot of people like it's the best movie ever, but I thought it was really good, like very enjoyable, definitely worth my money, very, I want to say thought-provoking, but not in the sense of like, oh I have new thoughts from this, just more of like it stimulates my mind to think as I'm watching, which I really enjoy, like instead of like a popcorn flick like Transformers 2 or something.
Yeah, on that it, like. You know, like stimulates your mind to think about the movie. So not necessarily about like, you know, like it's not mind expanding like you said, but it inspires you to kind of think about what you just watched, like the plot. I mean, it is one of those movies where like if you turn your brain off, you're not really gonna there are like pivotal points where if you don't see them or you don't quite comprehend, it might ruin like the essence of the movie, which I think is probably what would happen to if you were to ask someone like, did you like the movie? And if they say, kind of, it was cool action parts, but I didn't really get it. Like, I didn't really get how everything fit together. It was probably because they weren't paying full attention. And it is a movie where it requires you to be, like alert.
Paying attention, or else you're just going to get lost.
Oh, exactly.
But if you pay attention, you'll be rewarded. But, so that was our general thoughts, but I think we should probably, we were starting to get into a debate earlier today about this when we were talking about it, and I kind of enjoyed it, and I think we should amp that up a bit and do that for this video. So we're probably going to get into spoiler territory here, major spoiler territory. This is going to be, that first part is review. Now this is like debate, like part and like of the plot and of the movie and how it goes and like everything. So without further ado, you want to, it's like, do you want to start off like with a thought that you had? Like you brought something up when we were talking about earlier.
Sorry. Well, like,
eating those chips.
Eating the kettle chips. The first real thought I have about the movie is that, it, like, I was telling him, it kind of functions on a bunch of different levels for me. Because when I think about the movie, I told him that, like, there's so many different ways you can look at it. You can assess it through, like, the plot, through just the concept, not necessarily, like, the script writing or anything, but just the concept of, you know, what it is. You can like think about the stylization, which is really good, which is really cool, and then you think about the execution, and you can like kind of grade those all in their own levels. You know what I mean? But like I said, as a whole, the movie was enjoyable. But when you separate it under those levels, it kind of works a little bit differently. Like for instance, the execution I think was really good, and I said earlier that you know, Chris Nolan. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I saw. The Dark Knight. I didn't see Batman Begins, but did see The Dark Knight, and I saw it like 4 times, and so...
Wow, you really saw it 4 times?
Yeah, I saw it 4 times.
Like, how many times in theaters?
Once, but then, like, after it was released, like, I saw it 4 times.
Oh, okay. I've still only seen it once in theaters.
So that's the thing, is, like, I thought The Dark Knight was really good, excellent. Like, if you saw it once, you want to keep it in your mind that way, like, the first viewing, because it's really good. But then, when you watch it again, it's not that it falls apart, but flaws start to come out. You're like, you'll notice that one scene has a bunch of unnecessary things. Like, you're just like, this scene goes on a long time when it could just be like, boom, 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 done. And this time Chris Nolan has fixed that, because I was talking about being like kind of sedentary earlier, being like kind of bored. It's not for like, you know, hitches in his directing ability, because this time everything's moving really fast, especially once it gets to those action scenes. It's like,
it's mostly the exposition, I would say, in the first third. There's a lot of exposition, like when they're setting up the team and like trying to get and explain like the dreams and how the team works in the dreams. Like, it's like,
because it's like all exposition. It's
pretty much.
It's not very cleverly
his backstory.
done.
I mean, like, they get through it in a good way of like, in a way that works of like explaining his backstory and stuff. Like, it's like, okay, it's believable that he's explaining this to her and stuff like that. And like, but yeah, I mean, before they get into like the actual like mission dream, it's like it's like dragging, and then once they get to the dream, though, it's like, okay, good.
Yeah, it's like everything moves really fast at a good pace. But I felt that, like, because Chris Nolan went into this concept, which is a really cool concept anyway you think about it, like dreams within dreams within dreams within dreams.
Yeah, actually, I don't think I've ever seen that in a movie. I think Spoonie, you know, I mean, I'm sure I know a lot of fans of us also know about Spoonie One. I mean, if you, it's like, how can you, like, I don't know, he's an internet celebrity, but anyway. But he commented on his, like, I don't think anybody's done that in a movie, like dreams within a dream.
Yeah, because even in like, well, I mean, kind of in Waking Life, that was kind of the cool concept of Waking Life, because remember he'd like wake up and then like all of a sudden he'd be like back to...
that's right, they did do that.
He'd be like back in a dream. Even Paprika, there were a couple times, like, sorry, spoilers too, but like, I don't know if you remember the story very well, but like,
I've only seen it once.
The bad guy, like the chairman, there's a certain point where they figure out like, oh, well, this isn't this dream, it's like another guy's dream, like, you know what I mean? So, and it's like a nightmare, but so never been done. I don't know, like like I think it has, but it's never been done like so mainstream, like because Waking Life and Paprika, like you said, were like kind of artsy, like art house kind of thing.
That's the thing. Well, I mean, let's continue with your concept. We'll get to that later.
Oh right, sorry. Anyway, but yeah,
we're getting sidetracked.
Like, what was I talking about?
The layers and the... Oh, right.
The thing is like, by going the action movie route, Chris Nolan, I feel like he missed out on some cool stuff he could have done with the concept. Like, he, you know, because there's only so much you can do with an action movie, because the movie is, like, not in a bad way. I'm not saying any of this in a bad way, just because I like the movie. But it's, like, action movie by the numbers. Like,
well, it's like, I think, like, it's a block... Like, when I texted you after I first saw it, like, it's a blockbuster movie. This is a summer blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
It's a really good summer blockbuster movie. Like, if you compare it to, like, Transformers, like, or, like, you know, the usual summer blockbusters.
Exactly.
This is, like, the best summer blockbuster you can get in terms of, like, you know, plot and acting and story and action and stuff. But, yes, it's a blockbuster. It's not like an art house film at all.
Yeah, and so, like, it does miss out on some of the things, like, some of the trippy things that could have been done with the concept, but it's just, like... But then I was saying that, you know, whatever you choose to go with this concept, you're always going to miss out on something. Like,
yeah, because
if you went with the art house thing, you're not going to have all the, like, cool, awesome, choreographed, like, fight scenes and things like that.
And, I mean, yeah, like, we were talking about how's the time going on there? Is it,
let me check real fast. Pop over here, guys. Let's see. What do we got? Let's see. Let's cut it real fast, because we only got, like, a minute left. So, hold on a sec, guys. We'll be right back. Part 2.